CSCS Green Card Mock Test 2025 50 Questions and Answers, Part 3. For more practice test questions and our online CSCS Green Card course, click the link in the card above, or visit our website www.healthandsafetytrainingfirst.co.uk, which is linked in the description. Question 1. How should you be informed about what to do in an emergency? Select two answers. A. By looking at the health and safety file. B. By reading the site notice boards. C. By asking the local hospital. D. By attending the site induction. Or E. By asking the health and safety executive. The correct answers are B and D, by reading the site notice boards and by attending the site induction. Question 2. What could happen when employers don't take measures to prevent accidents and ill health at work? Select two answers. A. They will have to change the site layout for emergency vehicles. B. They could be fined or imprisoned. C. They will need to employ more people. D. They will lose time and money due to the cost of any accident or ill health. Or E. They will damage the environment. The correct answers are B and D. They could be fined or imprisoned, and they will lose time and money due to the cost of any accident or ill health. For more practice tests on our website, click here. Question 3. What are two essential topics that must be included in a site induction? Select two answers. A. Site emergency procedures. B. Local transportation links. C. Site rules. D. Local amenities. Or E. Holiday entitlement. The correct answers are A and C, site emergency procedures and site rules. Question 4. Which two examples listed should be officially recorded in the accident book? Select two answers. A. Injury sustained. B. National insurance number. C. Telephone number. D. Date of accident. Or E. Location of the hospital. The correct answers are A and D, the injury sustained and the date of the accident. Question 5. If an emergency occurs on site, what two steps should you follow? Select two answers. A. Finish what you are doing. B. Go to the designated assembly point. C. Collect personal items from the office. D. Look for other people who may not know what to do. Or E. Leave the area via the nearest exit. The correct answers are B and E. Go to the designated assembly point and leave the area via the nearest exit. Question 6. Which two of the following are common causes of water pollution on site? Select two answers. A. Walkways freezing in winter near drainage systems. B. Exhaust gases from mobile plant getting into drainage systems. C. Rainwater washing materials out of skips into surface water drains. D. Smoking and e-smoking near drainage systems. Or E. Fuels being stored incorrectly too close to drains. The correct answers are C and E. Rainwater washing materials out of skips into surface water drains, and fuels being stored incorrectly and too close to drains. Question 7. What are two key ways to improve energy efficiency and reduce pollution on site? Select two answers. A. Switch off plant and equipment including generators when they are not in use. B. Report any defective non-powered hand tools so that they can be repaired or replaced. C. Use a generator rather than mains electricity for the offices and small items of equipment. Or D. Keep windows and doors closed in offices and welfare facilities when the heating is on. The correct answers are A and D. Switch off plant and equipment including generators when they are not in use, and keep windows and doors closed in offices and welfare facilities when the heating is on. Question 8. Identify two items that are classified as hazardous waste. Select two answers. A. Broken bricks. B. Fluorescent light tubes. C. Panes of glass. D. Untreated timber offcuts. Or E. Used spill kits. The correct answers are B and E. Fluorescent light tubes and used spill kits. Question 9. List two actions that should be carried out when dealing with hazardous waste. Select two answers. A. It can be put in any skip on site. B. Segregate it from other waste. C. Put it in a mixed waste skip. D. Place it in the correctly labelled container. Or E. Take it to the nearest local authority waste tip. The correct answers are B and D. Segregate it from the other waste and place it in the correctly labelled container. Question 10. If someone is using a petrol cut-off saw to cut concrete blocks near to pedestrians, what two immediate hazards will affect the pedestrians? Select two answers. A. An electric shock. B. Flying fragments. C. Contact dermatitis. D. Vibration white finger. Or E. Harmful dust. The correct answers are B and E. Flying fragments and harmful dust. Question 11. What are two recommended ways to protect your hearing? Select two answers. A. Cotton wool pads over your ears. B. Soft cloth pads over your ears. C. Earplugs in your ears. D. Ear defenders over your ears. Or E. Rolled tissue paper in your ears. The correct answers are C and D. Earplugs in your ears and ear defenders over your ears. Question 12. What are two potential health issues that are more likely when using a hammer drill for long periods of time? Select two answers. A. Carpal tunnel syndrome. B. Hepatitis. C. Speech impairment. D. Head injuries. Or E. Vibration white finger. The correct answers are A and E. Carpal tunnel syndrome and vibration white finger. Question 13. If you notice that a design detail can't be built in the way that has been drawn in the plans, what are two things you should do? Select two answers. A. Build it as you think it should be done. B. Raise the issue with your supervisor before you start work. C. Only make the changes when they are approved in writing. D. Keep quiet as it will mean more work for you. Or E. Leave that detail out altogether. The correct answers are B and C. Raise the issue with your supervisor before you start work, and only make the changes when they are approved in writing. Question 14. Which one of the following is most likely to cause stress at work? A. Job satisfaction but fear of redundancy. A. A lack of job satisfaction and fear of redundancy. C. A lack of job security but a permanent contract. Or D. Job security and a permanent contract. The correct answer is B. A lack of job satisfaction and fear of redundancy. Question 15. Which one of the following is good advice for helping to cope with stress? A. Get enough rest. B. Drink more alcohol. C. Keep it to yourself. Or D. Work longer hours. The correct answer is A. Get enough rest. Question 16. If you need to move a load that is heavier on one side than the other, how should you pick it up? A. With the heavy side on your strong arm. B. With the heavy side towards you. C. With the heavy side away from you. Or D. With the heavy side on your weaker arm. The correct answer is B. With the heavy side towards you. Question 17. What additional rules might a person working alone be asked to follow? A. Make regular radio or phone contact. B. Carry 2 sets of personal protective equipment. C. Never speak to the general public. Or D. Complete an additional timesheet. The correct answer is A. Make regular radio or phone contact. Question 18. If your job needs a hot work permit, what 2 things would you expect to have to do? Select 2 answers. A. Have a fire extinguisher close to the work. B. Write a site evacuation plan. C. Know how to refill fire extinguishers. D. Check for signs of fire when you stop work. Or E. Know where all the fire extinguishers are kept on site. The correct answers are A and D. Have a fire extinguisher close to the work and check for signs of fire when you stop work. Question 19. Which 2 extinguishers should not be used on electrical fires? Select 2 answers. A. Dry powder. B. CO2. C. Water. Or D. Foam. The correct answers are C and D. Water and foam. Question 20. What is the main purpose of fire extinguishers? A. To add decoration to the construction site. B. To be available and ready when the fire services arrive. C. To tackle small fires to prevent them from becoming larger. Or D. To make sure the premises pass a safety inspection. The correct answer is C. To tackle small fires to prevent them becoming larger. Question 21. What two things should you do to reduce trips and injuries caused by untidy leads and extension cables? Select two answers. A. Make sure your cables have not been used before. B. Run cables and leads above head height and over the tops of doorways and walkways. C. Tie any excess cables and leads up into the smallest coil possible. D. Only use thinner 230 volt extension cables. Or E. Keep training cables and leads close to the walls. The correct answers are B and E. Run cables and leads above head height and over the tops of doorways and walkways, and keep trailing cables and leads close to the walls. Question 22. What should you do if an extension cable has a cut in its outer layer? A. Check the copper wires aren't showing in the cut and then use the cable. B. Put a bigger fuse in the cable plug. C. Put electrical tape around the damaged part. Or D. Report the fault and make sure no one else uses the cable. The correct answer is D. Report the fault and make sure no one else uses the cable. Question 23. Which of the following equipment wouldn't need portable appliance testing? A. 110 volt transformer. B. 110 volt extension lead. C. Plug-in breaker. Or D. Hammer and bolster. The correct answer is D. Hammer and bolster. Question 24. What two things should you do if you need to run an electrical cable across an area used by vehicles? Select two answers. A. Run the cable at head height. B. Wrap the cable in yellow tape so that drivers can see it. C. Cover the cable with a protective ramp. D. Put a sign up that says ramp ahead. Or E. Cover the cable with scaffold bores. The correct answers are C and D. Cover the cable with a protective ramp and put a sign up that says ramp ahead. Question 25. Which two of the following statements about power tools are true? Select two answers. A. Power tools should always be left plugged in when you check or adjust them. B. You must be trained and competent to use any power tool. C. You should always carry the power tool by its cord. D. You should always unplug the tool when you are not using it. Or E. A power tool should be unplugged by pulling its cord. The correct answers are B and D. You must be trained and competent to use any power tool, and you should always unplug the tool when you are not using it. Question 26. What is the main hazard associated with the movement of plant and machinery around site? A. Pedestrians walking too close to moving machinery and being crushed. B. Existing building collapse and vibrations of the moving machinery. C. Drivers getting motion sickness from the movement of the machine. Or D. Members of the public being poisoned by the exhaust fumes. The correct answer is A. Pedestrians walking too close to moving machinery and being crushed. Question 27. Why should engines be turned off before leaving a site vehicle? Select two answers. A. Drivers may accidentally operate levers when climbing into or out of the vehicle. B. Members of the public are likely to jump into the vehicle and steal it. C. The sound of the engine may give other workers a headache if left on for too long. D. Construction machines are not designed to be constantly left running. Or E. Leaving an engine running is a waste of fuel and therefore a waste of construction budget. The correct answers are A and E. Drivers may accidentally operate levers when climbing into or out of the vehicle, and leaving an engine running is a waste of fuel and therefore a waste of construction budget. Question 28. If there are blind spots whilst using plant but work needs to be continued, what actions should be taken? A. Work with a slinger. B. Request the plant to be fitted with a CCTV camera. C. Use a vehicle marshal for this type of work. Or D. Use the existing mirrors on the plant. The correct answer is C. Use a vehicle marshal for this type of work. Question 29. What two things should you do if you need to use an extension cable? Select two answers. A. Uncoil the whole cable. B. Only uncoil the length of cable that you need. C. Clean the cable with a damp cloth. D. Check the whole cable and connectors for damage. Or E. Only check the part of the cable you need for damage. The correct answers are A and D. Uncoil the whole cable and check the whole cable and connectors for damage. Question 30. Under what circumstance should a driver stop their vehicle immediately? A. If they lose sight of their vehicle marshal. B. If they are operating in a one-way system. C. If the vehicle is low on fuel. Or D. If the flashing beacon has stopped working. The correct answer is A. If they lose the sight of their vehicle marshal. Question 31. When working at height in a mobile elevated working platform, over or near to deep water, which item of personal protective equipment should be worn? A. Wellington boots. B. Life jacket. C. Full body harness. Or D. Full face respirator. The correct answer is B. Life jacket. Question 32. What should a harness lanyard be attached to when working in a mobile elevated working platform? A. A point on the structure or building you are working on. B. The control box. C. The mute handrail. Or D. A designated anchor point within the platform or basket. The correct answer is D. A designated anchor point within the platform or basket. Question 33. A worker is storing materials above toe board height on a scaffold. How should people below be protected? A. Use a string to secure the materials. B. Shout a warning to anyone passing below. C. Halt the work when people are approaching. Or D. Use a brick guard or suitable mesh netting. The correct answer is D. Use a brick guard or suitable mesh netting. Question 34. What is the maximum length of time that a worker should work from a stepladder in one position? A. Less than 30 minutes. B. Less than 1 hour. C. Less than 2 hours. Or D. Less than 90 minutes. The correct answer is A. Less than 30 minutes. Question 35. What is the best way to stop people falling through voids, holes, or fragile roof panels? A. Place secure load-bearing covers over the dangerous areas and add warning signage. B. Mark the dangerous areas with red and white warning tape. C. Tell everyone where the dangerous areas are. Or D. Cover the dangerous areas with safety netting and tell everyone to be careful. The correct answer is A. Place secure load-bearing covers over the dangerous areas and add warning signage. Question 36. Why is methane gas dangerous in confined spaces? Select two answers. A. It makes you dehydrated. B. You may not have enough oxygen to breathe. C. It can explode. D. It makes you hyperactive. Or E. You will not be able to see because of the dense fumes. The correct answers are B and C. You may not have enough oxygen to breathe, and it can explode. Question 37. What is the most important reason why people should be trained and competent before they are allowed to enter a confined space? A. Confined spaces never contain breathable air. B. Confined spaces are only found on house building sites. C. Confined space entrants need to understand the potential hazards. Or D. Confined spaces always contain flammable or explosive gases. The correct answer is C. Confined space entrants need to understand the potential hazards. Question 38. When working in a confined space, what is it a sign of if there is a smell of rotten eggs? A. Carbon dioxide. B. Hydrogen sulfide. C. Oxygen. Or D. Methane. The correct answer is B. Hydrogen sulfide. Question 39. What does a COSH assessment cover? A. Lifting heavy loads and how to protect yourself. B. Hazardous substances and how to protect yourself when using them. C. The assessment of noise levels and how to protect your hearing. Or D. Working safely in confined spaces. The correct answer is B. Hazardous substances and how to protect yourself when using them. Question 40. What does the word sensitizer mean on the packaging of a substance? A. It must be mixed with water before it can be used. B. That it could cause allergic reactions when handled. C. It is safe to use without personal protective equipment. Or D, it should not be used under any circumstances. The correct answer is B, that it could cause allergic reactions when handled. Question 41. What is it likely to mean if the soil gives off a strange smell when digging? A, the ground contains a lot of clay. B, the ground could be contaminated. C, the soil has been excavated before. Or D, the ground has been used to grow crops in the past. The correct answer is B, the ground could be contaminated. Question 42. Which of the following would help to protect the environment? A, arriving on time for work every day. B, keeping accurate timesheets. C, keeping to the health and safety rules. Or D, saving water and energy whenever possible. The correct answer is D, saving water and energy whenever possible. Question 43. Preserving old buildings is important for contributing to an area's what? A, house prices. B, infrastructure. C, historical record. Or D, cost of living. The correct answer is C, historical record. Question 44. Which of the following is an effective way to avoid causing harm to protected species? A, only working at night. B, using manually operated machinery. C, avoiding breeding season. Or D, taking them to the site office. The correct answer is C, avoiding breeding season. Question 45. Certain species of plants and animals in England are protected by law. A worker is breaking the law if they do which two things to the plant or animal? Select two answers. A, pick it up. B, destroy its habitat. C, remove it. D, report it. Or E, feed it. The correct answers are B and C, destroy its habitat and remove it. Question 46. When working through a construction health and safety checklist, which of these hazardous substances should be identified? A, noise levels, solvents, dusts and paints. B, vibration levels, noise levels, asbestos, cement. C, asbestos, cement, paints, noise levels. Or D, lead, solvents, cement and asbestos. The correct answer is D, lead, solvents, cement and asbestos. Question 47. If warnings about how to work with hazardous substances at work are not followed, what is a likely consequence for workers? A, ill health. B, increased fitness levels. C, decreased fitness levels. Or D, good health. The correct answer is A, ill health. Question 48. How is it possible to tell if a product is hazardous? A, by the shape of the container or packaging. B, it will always be in a black container. C, by warning symbols on the container or packaging. Or D, it will always be in a cardboard box. The correct answer is C, by warning labels on the container or packaging. Question 49. What is the first thing you should do if you find an unmarked container that you think might contain chemicals? A, move the container to somewhere safe. B, ensure that it remains undisturbed and report it. C, smell it to see what the chemical is. Or D, put the container in a bin to get rid of it. The correct answer is B, ensure that it remains undisturbed and report it. Question 50. What should employers check regularly if you are working with hazardous substances? A, your mood. B, your family. C, your wages. Or D, your health. The correct answer is D, your health. For online construction and other safety courses, free guidance and more practice tests, find us on www.healthandsafetytrainingfirst.co.uk or call us on 0330 122 6126. All of these links are available in the description. Thanks for watching.